getting off to good starts. They've got a lot of guys that are capable of having big nights. So, you just got to come out and hopefully get our crowd into the game early and get off to a good start. We have not gotten off to great starts in the 2 exhibitions. It's going to be a key to us, hopefully jumping on teams early and, having sustained effort for 40 minutes.
Message and emphasis this offseason for you guys has been consistently culture, chemistry, intangible stuff. Why did you decide that was an emphasis that you wanted to harp on?
Yeah, I mean, that's always important. I think, again, this group, the way it's built with, getting some really quality transfers that have come in here with Sam. Obviously, it started with him, and you get a guy that is very passionate about this program and has been absolutely terrific. You look at Emmanuel, I've talked about him at length, obviously a lot, and just does so many things for this group. And, he's played on the big stage. Juwan has had big moments. So these guys have done a great job with their leadership. We are taking time every week, to sit down and talk about, things that we can do to continue to improve and talk about our culture. A lot of that has to do with adversity on the floor. Once it hits you, do you have the culture? Do you have the togetherness to be able to battle through that? And, this team has been pretty solid with it. Obviously we have not seen it in a real game action, so it's going to hit us on Monday, and we have to handle it well, hopefully get through it, and continue to stay together.
Obviously, certain things like ball movement, assist numbers are looking good to start the season. But what is your emphasis with regards to continuously sending the message, you got to make shots?
Yeah, well, it's important, and if you make the right play, you make the right pass, hopefully that will lead to quality shots, and if you get the right ones, eventually hopefully they'll fall. And obviously we have not shot the ball well in the first 2 games, but we haven't run much either. So I put that a lot on me, with those early shooting numbers, and I think they're going to steadily climb as we go into our opener. Just the biggest thing is continue to make the unselfish play, make the right play, make the simple play, and just be ready. When that ball comes, shot prep, shot readiness is huge, and we work with our guys a lot on that with the first drill that we do with our skill work. Just talk about feet, talk about footwork, talk about body position, and then now carrying that over when the speed of the game increases.
A few weeks ago on the radio, Trev talked about the ticket sales, and they were pretty good. And just, could you talk about the support and just, I know you think this is a team people are going to like.
Yeah, listen, the support here is as good as anywhere in the country, and our fans, we want to do it for them. We want to come out and put a winning product on the floor and put something on the floor that they can be proud of with a team that's going to have great effort and be the first to the floor for loose balls, to make a lot of little plays, hustle plays. We know that's what this fan base wants, and we'll really get behind if we have consistency in that area all year. And, that's one thing with this group. I know that they're going to bring it. I know that they're going to have effort every time they step on the floor. Now it's about going out there and hopefully making shots, staying together, and playing with great confidence. But yeah, I can't tell you how appreciative we are of everything, especially how it's gone the last few years, to continue to get the support. I know it's a huge year. It's a huge year for me. It's a huge year for all of us, to go out there and show significant progress and play the right way. And again, with what I've seen with this group, I'm confident that we will do that.
You talked about you made the choice to keep things really simple in the preseason. What were you kind of hoping to see within that, and how would you evaluate some of the stuff they did within their base?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I almost threw that out the window when we got down 10-0 at Colorado. But then we kept fighting. Casey came in, took the lid off the basket. Got us a couple to go down. We kept fighting. We showed resiliency. When we got down and dug ourselves a big hole on the road, and I think that's a great sign. Even though we weren't running a lot of actions, they continued to play hard and they continued to compete. We got much better as the game went on the defensive glass. That was a team that out-rebounded a physical Wyoming team by 20 and had 20 offensive rebounds. So, we were tested. We needed to be tested. That was a perfect game for us to play heading into the opener because they exposed us in some areas that we need to get better in. Last year we didn't have that, with how we kind of dominated that game start to finish. We had a little inflated, sense of who we were. So, to have to battle that in that exhibition was very important. It's the type of bodies we're going to see, in a majority of our schedule this year. So, seeing that and finding a way to continue to battle was I thought a very positive sign.
With the schedule, I know some things are signed a couple of years in advance, and I don't know if COVID played a role. How do you end up with 28 non-major games?
Well, it's you want to be tested, Jimmy. You want to be tested going into our into the conference play, and we're going to see a lot of things early in this schedule. We'll have a great opportunity to play in one of the best multi-team events down in Orlando. Creighton is going to be one of the top teams in the country this year. St. John's, we didn't know we'd have a Gavitt game this year, and they put us against a very quality opponent on the road. You always have the ACC challenge, so it's just you sign up for those events. You want to be tested again. I think our guys, whatever happens, are going to continue to go out and compete and stay together, and you have to do that when you're playing the type of schedule that we are. If you hang your heads, if you don't handle things the right way, if you celebrate wins too much, then you're not going to be able to go out and have the right mentality on the next one. So we talked about that in our meeting the other day. You have to find a way in this business to get over the tough emotional losses, but also find a way to get over the big wins. And again, I think this team is built the right way to handle those.
When you're putting it together, how do you balance the healthy test and then trying to bank some confidence?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those situations where you go into it and you don't know exactly what you're going to get. We want to play good teams. You want to play quality teams. Hopefully we get off to a good start, and at the end of the day, when we look back on it, when we put this schedule together, we're going to say we're glad we had it that way. Again, it is going to prepare us very well for those 20 league games. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Get in here. I didn't even hear you.
Emmanuel, how'd the Colorado game go for you?
I mean, it was kind of hard to adapt to the altitude, I think. I think it was a hit for everybody. It's a big difference, especially for me, guarding full court, applying pressure on the ball. And I think it was kind of a hard thing to adapt to, and that's their advantage over there. Playing in Colorado, that's a big advantage for them. And I think that was one of the main things to, kind of adapt to and, get into a real game and get a feel of, when to be aggressive and when to be in control more. I think I had a hard time, kind of figuring that out at first. But then through the flow of the game, I thought I, kind of did a better job of, kind of adapting to that and, letting the game come to me a little bit more,
We don't know the status of Derek Walker, how long he might be out. But as far as the on-court leadership, how much more pressure is on guys like you and Sam, some of the veteran leaders, to step up and fill that void, not just during the week, but in games when you're hitting adversity?
I mean, it's still a tough job for, especially on the court, because we got to be, talk a little bit more. And, Sam and me are more guys that lead by example, but now we got to be a little bit more, talk a little bit more to everybody, be sure that everybody's on the same page. Even though we're on the bench or not on the court, we still gotta, be a tandem of okay, I got your back this time, you got my back, so everybody got to be on the same page. And I think Derek's he's still involved a lot with our bigs, with Blaze and with Oleg. He's been doing a great job of making sure they're ready for the games that we'll have for the upcoming weeks. And he's still vocal. He's still there. We still hear him every time. We coming down on defense. We coming down on offense, calling the play. He'll be the first guy to echo it, first guy to tell Oleg what to do, to tell Blaze where he's got to be and stuff like that. So even though we got to avoid the fail on the court, he's still been a huge off the bench and all that. So it's just been great at the same time. He's still up there, working with us. So he's making it easy for me and Greasel.
How do you think Blaze and Oleg have looked playing in Derek's absence?
They've been stepping up really. They've been getting good minutes. I mean, for Blaze it was a little bit harder because of the altitude. And he's a big guy running up and down. It was kind of hard for him at one point. But for Oleg, I mean, he gave us some great minutes. I was even surprised. I was shocked because Oleg, he's a great dude. He's going do his job, but he was there offensively, scoring, getting big buckets, walling up on guys, getting some good rebounds. So we expect that from Oleg, but at the same time he kind of expect raise that expectation. And now we're okay, we really can trust you, and now we can give you some more responsibilities on your plate. And he's been showing up for practice, been showing up for games, and I'm just glad he did that. He's.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. It's all right. It's all right. My fault.
You have a lot of ball handlers on this team.
So,
Greasel being one of the leaders of that.
mm-hmm.
How do you feel comfortably with a lot of the different adjustments that may be made, and are you willing to also step in and be a part of that tandem of guards that you guys have to be able to handle?
Nah, for sure. I mean, I trust everybody to, every guard to actually bringing it up, and as far as being aggressive, I want everybody to feel like they can be aggressive, feel like they can be free on the court, and not feel good about CJ bringing up the ball and doing something. I feel great with Ramel, with Jamar doing that stuff. It's like, ball got energy, so if they can like feel it a little bit, and do something, be aggressive with the ball, and me being off the ball a little bit more, I'm cool with that. It's all about roles and make sure that everybody eats, make sure that everybody on the same page, and we move the ball. I mean, you guys saw it. We move the ball a lot, and we don't have a hard time to like find each other on the court and make sure that everybody touch it and get a feel of the ball. So. Mm-hmm.
Hey, with on-court adversity, you guys faced some of that at Colorado, down 10-0 out of the gates, down 17 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But you were able to battle back and at least keep it within reach.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think you guys handled that with your first taste of true live opponent on-court, in-game on adversity?
Honestly, I was impressed because it's hard to go to Colorado, play there, and especially being down 10-0. It was, for me personally, I didn't panic, but I was like, okay, how are we gonna react? Now this is a little bit out of my control. I can't talk to my teammate and all that, but how are we gonna react to it? And we did a lot of good stuff. We were down, but at the same time, like, we were still disciplined. We were still about thinking about the right stuff to do, thinking about being more physical a little bit. We knew what we had to work on coming in timeouts. Coach would tell us what to do, and we would apply it, and that's how we came back to the game. I felt like we trusted the coach a little bit more than usual, at the same time, and we believed in each other more. So it's cool to see that, we didn't just like, boom, just like, fell down with what happened. We just said, hey, you know what, we in that hole, let's get out of here. Let's get out of that hole, and I think we did a good job of it.
How much of that, the way you guys rallied, do you think is connected to all the time you guys have spent on and off the court this offseason?
I mean, it's been huge. It's been huge just to, be together all the time. And I told you before that, like, it makes it easier to now, having that real talk of, okay, that's what we're doing bad. That's what you need to do. That's what I need to do. That's what we need to do. And now it's easier to have that talk and to be like, you know what, I trust you. I believe you. So I'm making sure that I'm accountable, everybody is accountable, and I think it's just helped. And it showed during that game, so I was just glad that, all that time that we had, being together on weekends, during the weekend, stuff like that, it just paid out.
Coach was saying that was a perfect situation for you at Colorado to experience that in an exhibition game where it doesn't count. I mean, do you guys feel different after that?
Definitely.
As a team, having gone through that and now
Definitely.
getting to rebound from
Definitely. I mean, you never want to be fat and happy. You always want to be, striving for more. And I think that's one thing that, we are aware of. And we know we haven't shown anything yet. We haven't done anything yet. And I think we know that we need to keep that hunger, and we need to keep working every day and bring it every day, because we didn't show anything yet. We're not top 25 in the country. We're not top of the conference, so we got to battle out and make sure that everybody knows that we can be there. So it's all about one day at a time and making sure that we get there.
That's a question I have.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the Big Ten, all the pundits, all the media is basically saying you guys are at the bottom barrel of the Big Ten. How do you deal with that internally as a group, as a unit? And what is the fight? What is the energy? What is the conversations like about that knowing that you're not that, but you've got to fight against that mentality?
I mean, for us, it's cool to be the underdogs. And, for them last year, it was more of like, okay, they got this recruit, they got this guy top 5. So, like, what I'm saying? It was more of like, okay, now they're big, now the attention is all on them. And that was different this year. Everybody's just putting us to the side and are like, we don't care about Nebraska like that. So it's cool. For us, it's really cool because, for them, we are just like underdogs. We just like we don't care about them. Nebraska is not going to do anything this year, and that's great because we want to come and shock everybody. In March, we want to be one of the top teams. We're working through that right now. We know that what we got to do, and it's just about building our good habits. It's like I said, one step at a time, and we know that we're in the bottom right now. And look, I said it, we didn't show anything, so we deserve to be at the bottom. Now it's about showing everybody, okay, y'all put us there. Now what y'all gonna do when we start winning?
That's from Emmanuel.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you, everybody.